Donations are pouring in, supporting the families who lost their children and those who are battling serious injuries. And that includes 9-year-old Vivi, who was shot multiple times in the back and arm. She was rushed to Hennepin County Medical Center where her mom works. Vivi is still being treated there tonight. 12-year-old Sophia was also shot, and her mom also works as a pediatric care nurse where Sophia is being treated. Her mom was rushing into work on the morning of the shooting to help before knowing it was her own daughter's own school where it happened. Sophia is currently in the ICU. GoFundMes for the students and families impacted by the shooting have already raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. We have a link to donate online by downloading our Northern News Now app.